Hello, you're watching DD India and I'm Preeti presenting this edition of In Focus today, a program which we get for you every afternoon to discuss one aspect of the economy that will help in achieving self-reliance or Atmanirbharta for the entire country. And on the occasion of International Women's Day on March 8, 2018, Prime Minister Modi launched Prime Minister's overarching scheme of overarching scheme of holistic nutrition, or Poshan Abhiyan as it is called, or also the National Nutrition Mission. It is government's flagship program to improve nutritional outcomes for children, pregnant women and lactating mothers. Every year, September is observed as Poshan Ma or the Poshan Month, and the month-long program month-long programs are being organized to improve nutritional outcomes for children, adolescent girls, pregnant women, lactating mothers, and also that will be held in the online mode also. This year there are 4 different themes for every week. The Poshan Abhiyan has set goals to reduce child undernutrition and low birth weight by 2% in a year, and also anemia across age groups by 3%, and also create mass movement for good nutrition in the country. Also, to talk more about it, we are joined in by guests, and in a short while from now we will be joined in by guests, and we will talk more about it, about the coverage, about the implementation of this Abhiyan, and also talking of this specifically Poshan Abhiyan. It is indeed an ambitious program of the government of India, and it also centers around the health of a mother, nutrition of newborn children, providing neonatal care to the women, and also when we talk of the WASH initiatives, through these also the undernutrition is a part of the wealth index that has to be taken care of, and a number of aspects related to nutrition are covered under this Abhiyan. And when we talk of this, then a healthy and a well-fed family, a healthy or a well-fed woman in a family can also not only lead to prosperity for her own family, but also lead to a strong foundation for the nation as a whole as well. So this is the main idea behind Poshan Abhiyan, which aims to bring in good value nutrition to children and also to the women alike. And to talk more about it, we are joined in by Dr. Umesh Kapil, former Professor Human Nutrition AIIMS, and also Indrava Pandey, Secretary, Ministry of Women and Child Development, and Dr. Seela Deb, Additional Commissioner, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and Mr. Madan Mohan Jaira, Bureau Chief, Health Correspondent, Hindustan. We will try getting in touch with the guest. There is a connection error, I've been told. We'll try to get in touch with them. But very quickly, to begin with, we've got you a broad idea of the Poshan Abhiyan. And Ms. Anuradha is there. Welcome to the show, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I would want you to spell out from the day in 2018, when the Poshan Abhiyan was announced by the Prime Minister to this day, what has been the contribution of Poshan Abhiyan in ensuring good nutrition and ensuring good nutrition to begin with to the women and to children, both minors and adolescents?
Thank you for the invite. Government of Andhra Pradesh is spending nearly 1900 crores this year. Last year the budget was 1800 crores, and as Principal Secretary Women and Child Welfare, I oversee the program of Poshan Abhiyan, and the main concept is that the women and children, if they are fed properly, the children grow healthy, and we are investing in human capital. So during Poshan Ma, we try to rope in the other related departments also, the health department, the education department, the sanitation department, the Panchayat Raj, the municipal administration, so that there is a holistic concept of healthy food. And this Poshan Ma, what we are doing is, in the first week, we encourage Poshan Vatikas, that is Nutri Gardens. We've been doing this from the last 1 year, encouraging the growing of green leafy vegetables and other vegetables in whatever space is available in and around the Anganwadi and inside the village also. Then this year in the Poshan Ma, we have the yoga initiative, and then the distribution of nutrition kits, and then a special focus on the severely malnourished children and the moderately malnourished children, what we call the SAM and MAM children.
All right. Also joining us is Dr. Surendra Singh Bisht, expert child nutrition and in charge, Swami Dayanand Hospital. Welcome to the show. Dr. Bisht, when we are talking of adequate nutrition, as a health expert, I would want you to explain to our viewers the need for adequate nutrition for a woman to support not just her family, but which will eventually also lead to a healthy and a prospering nation as well. So how crucial is the idea of providing adequate nutrition to the women and the children in the family?
That it is very essential, as you have already kind of highlighted in your question itself. A healthy woman will lead to not only a healthy, productive person, which will add up to the prosperity and economy of the country. The women, as the procreator and creator of a new life, would actually give birth to a very healthy individual with a healthy mind and body, which will be more productive if adequate nutrition is provided to the mother. So the nutrition of a woman, starting from a young girl, an adolescent girl, who has to nurture that ability to procreate and give birth to a healthy child. So nutrition in terms of complete the proteins required for building up material, the building blocks, the carbohydrates, the right amount of vitamins, the micronutrients like iron, iodine, zinc, other micronutrients are there, which are required for brain growth, and they are required for brain growth of not of the individual, but for the babies also, and the right amount of calcium is there, which the mother can have, so that our bones are good. So adequate nutrition in total doesn't mean having a lot of food which is not balanced diet, which is contains more of fats and more of sweetened fizzy things, carbohydrates. So a balanced and complete nutrition is an adequate nutrition, which may not be an extra nutrition, which will be just a sufficient nutrition to provide good nutrition to that individual and growth and development of the fetus and the babies born to such women.
All right, Miss Anuradha, when we are talking of implementation of the program, as the Secretary for Women and Child Development, I would want you to talk more about implementation of the program, the coverage, and it is indeed an ambitious step by the government, and also the National Nutrition Mission also aims to reduce stunting, underweight and low birth weight each by 2% per annum, and also anemia among children, adolescent girls and women each by 3% again by 2022. How far have we come? And, you know, to what extent has this goal been achieved?
Actually, the implementation is done through the Anganwadi workers and the helpers, and there are supervisors and the CDPOs and the project directors who supervise this work. It is the job of the Anganwadi worker and the helper to move around in the community. She is supposed to be a local of that community. So she moves around the community, identifies the pregnant women, enrolls them, and it is 100% enrollment. There is no income limit or any other criteria. If she is pregnant and she wants to be enrolled in the program, we enroll her automatically. Then we ensure that she gets the iron tablets and she gets the information on what to eat, how to eat, because it's iron. In addition to the tablet, she has to eat the foods which help in the absorption of the iron, and the hand holding gets done. And during the Poshan Ma, we gather the community together, not just our beneficiaries, but the others, the decision makers in the community, because what the family eats is very often decided by the husband. So we need to sort of rope them also, so that the family budget includes the necessary items. Basic knowledge like, green leafy vegetables 4 times a week. Low cost food. It's nutritious food is not expensive food. It is drumstick leaves, green leafy vegetables, guava. So basically knowledge dissemination is the key.
All right, you're talking of knowledge dissemination, ma'am. Women living in urban areas, they are, well acquainted with the nutritional needs. But for women who are living in far-flung areas, who are living in rural areas, who do not have proper means, to bring, to have, to enough meals in a day. For them, knowledge and education about right nutrition is very important. On one hand, there are women in the rural areas who are not educated. How do you reach out to such women, and how important is awareness of such women in successful implementation of the Abhiyan? And what steps is the ministry specifically taking to bring more and more such women under the coverage of the Poshan Abhiyan? Apart from, you tell us that the Anganwadi workers, they are local women, and they know the area, they know the needs of the people there. But for a woman of a household to be educated enough to take care of her own adequate nutrition needs, and for the family, that how important is that an aspect?
Actually, you're right. The challenge is reaching out to the tribal women and the women who go to work every day, the daily wage people. So the challenge lies there. Sometimes there are taboos, like tribal women think that they should not drink milk.
Yes.
So it's a challenge to get them to drink the milk that we give them. And then we have a lot of women who go out to work, what we call the daily wage earners, who cook rice and rasam in the morning and go off to work, and they come back late in the evening. And for them to source vegetables or fruits and cook it, and very often the children are not fed properly. So the meal in the Anganwadi goes a long way towards ensuring proper nutrition for the child. The hot cooked meal, which unfortunately because of COVID we were not able to provide for many months. We have started the Anganwadis again from this month onwards, and the hot cooked meal for the child is very important.
All right. At this point, our other guest is joining us, Mr. K.K. Nirala, Secretary cum Commissioner, Women and Child Development, Government of Gujarat. We welcome you to the show, sir. To begin with, Ms. Anuradha talked of the implementation in Andhra Pradesh. You're there in Gujarat. Let us know more about the coverage, about the implementation of the Poshan Abhiyan from the day it was announced in 2018 to this day. How far have we come?
Good morning to all. So my first strategy regarding this Poshan Abhiyan in our Gujarat is as per the directions that we have already received from the Government of India, as well as whatever the routine activity that we are doing in Gujarat on behalf of this WCD and other departments also. As we are knowing, the Health Department is the active partners in combating the malnutrition and health-related issues of our beneficiaries. So in the first week that we have already have a very good planning related to the plantation activity. Why the plantation is very important? Because the beneficiaries who is having the small piece of land, they are either nearby their home or some nearby the Anganwadi also, or if the Anganwadi itself or Gram Panchayat itself, in fact the primary schools or nearby government institutions, they have the ample piece of land for the kitchen garden, will develop that kind of this plantation. Saragba, that is here we call it drumsticks. Drumsticks plantation is the massive, our target because the benefits of this drumsticks leaves, vegetables as well as the powders, it is very well proven. So we'll focus on this also. And the yoga is very important because all this is very helpful in our health and other related issues. And we are planning to distribute the kits also related to our nutrition also. And we have already identified the SAM children, and for this SAM children, we will, along with this, with the help of our health department, we do our activities. And in this year particularly, because already Honorable Minister Smriti Irani during the national conference, she has announced that Nutri Garden must be there in all of the Anganwadi where there is the availability of space and all this. So we have planned for this year that 11,000 another Nutri Garden that will add in our target. Already in the previous years we had 17,000 Nutri Gardens in our target, and we are achieving. Along with this rural development panchayat program, the NREGA, we are taking the help of this NREGA for the monetary side of regarding the developing the Nutri Garden. And there are a lot of good things about the Gujarat, that we have a very good number of cooperative members related to their Doodh Mandadi like Amul, Sumul and other cooperative Banas Dairy and all. We are trying to rope in all the members who are working for the dairy, and all we are knowing that the THR, take home ration, is prepared by our cooperative Amul, Sumul, Banas and all. So we are taking the platform of those members, and they will also help regarding this activity related to the Poshan Ma. And not only this, because we are very much strong in our networking, so we'll use our webinar, social media and other media platforms for eradicating that kind of this nutrition. In fact, there is a coordination that is required with the other departments also, because what we have now told in earlier questions regarding the education. So education is equally important, because many adolescents girls, they are in their schools as well as in the villages also. So if we have a very good coordination with the education department, they can help a lot to do in the area of malnutrition, as well as the health department, because they have a lot of programs related to Anemia Mukt Bharat, as well as they are providing IFA tablets, as well as they have the CMTC centers also. So accordingly, we will take the help of this health department, as well as the panchayat department is equally important for these purposes, because panchayat department, Manrega is running under this panchayat department. So Narega, if we can have the problems related to the livelihood, then they can get at least the minimum wages as per the rules of this Narega from this scheme. So the people who are having less purchasing capacity, they can get it the help from the Narega, as well as the other programs related to the government. We have like we are providing milk under Doodh Sanjeevani schemes. We are providing them under this Poshan Sudha, the spot feeding, at least one complete meal in a day from our Anganwadi side, so that we can also apply that during this Corona, because we had a lot of difficulties also. Apart from that, Government of Gujarat, they had continued the take-home ration distribution up to the household, as well as the Supri distribution up to the household also. And we had also given enough concentration on the essential food items that is needed for the beneficiaries, as well as the health related issues that is needed for our benefits. So these are the activities that we have planned for this month regarding this Poshan Ma.
All right. So in detail, Mr. Nirala, you explained to us the Poshan Abhiyan and what all will be taken up during the Poshan Ma, which is observed in September every year. We'll talk more about it, but at present we're heading for a short break. You're watching In Focus this afternoon, and we are discussing today Poshan Abhiyan. What does it mean, and how far have we come when we talk of providing adequate nutrition to children and young women, adolescent girls, and lactating mothers as well. Stay with us.
As the day unfolds and news and events take shape, we get you complete coverage of every news breaking in, tracking new developments as they happen. Midday Prime English, Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. on DD India.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching In Focus this afternoon, and today we're discussing Poshan Abhiyan. And from September, rather the month of September every year is observed as Poshan Ma, and elaborate programs are organized all across the country to increase awareness, to raise awareness about the Abhiyan, and also to raise awareness about the need for good nutrition, not just in children but also amongst women and young girls. To talk more about it, we're joined in by Ms. A.R. Anuradha. She's Secretary, Women and Child Development, Government of Andhra Pradesh. We're joined in by Mr. K.K. Nirala, Secretary, Women and Child Development, Government of Gujarat, and Dr. Surendra Bisht. He's an expert for child nutrition, Dayanand Hospital. Dr. Bisht, we're talking of the need for adequate nutrition. I would want you to tell us, where are we standing when we talk of, the coverage of this Abhiyan? Coverage in the sense that, on the global page, where is India standing when we talk of malnutrition, or we talk of, because UN has also done elaborate efforts, has also made elaborate efforts in ensuring, good food, good nutrition reaches all sections of the society, especially those who are in need. I would want you to tell us more, what is the current status of these parameters, these indicators in India?
So as a pediatrician, as a child person who's involved in care of children who are malnourished, in fact, the focus of this month lies with the nutrition related activities. The 12 themes are mostly should be catered around those areas, and this is to actually decrease, to target the second Sustainable Development Goal, which is to end hunger globally. The comprehensive National Nutrition Survey 2016-18 CNSS shows that the stunted, wasted and underweight children in our country are still a lot. In the eastern region, certainly they are 34.7%. The areas like Bihar, Odisha, 17%, 33.4%. We have 1/3 of the world's stunted children, the global children, and we are half of the, out of 50 million, 25 million of the wasted children of the world are in India. So we have a way to go. In fact, good that you have got all the stakeholders right now, Priyanka, here. So because it is the people who have to focus on these 12 themes, and they have to target on those 12 themes, which are catered towards antenatal checkups also, because unless a mother is targeted, found anemic, nothing can be done. And the children needs to be initiated and breastfeeding so early, within 1 hour, and then given exclusive breastfeeding. Their immunization plays a role in their nutrition and disease-free survival. Their diarrhea management, the food fortification, the themes which are in these 12 should be around the Poshan Abhiyan. In fact, the main, the 4 pillars of Poshan Abhiyan are technical assistance, the convergence, coordination and monitoring. And as rightly said by Anuradha madam, it is the convergence from different ministries. The Ministry of Women and Child has to work in tandem with Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. There is a Ministry of the Rural Development, which has to work in tandem with these programs. And the government, the defense also has a role to play. The awareness should be so much, because as rightly said, the decision makers is not the person, the child is not the decision maker. The mother is not the decision maker. Sometimes the society is the decision maker.
Yes.
How to reach that societies. So the themes, as I would urge Dr. Nirala sir to focus on those the themes around those themes only, so that the activities which needs to be there's a card which Poshan Monitoring Abhiyan card, where you have done whether it is a community worker, whether it is a celebrity or the influencer, whether it is like DD News providing this kind of awareness activities. So all those activities, apart from the ministries and their inherent the department, the health department, the ICDS department, they all need to work and focus on this. There is a need to look into this identification of MAM and SAM during this month, because unless done in this month only, not that we have done it and we will not do it further. This is what we need to focus it more and more. this mutabik.
All right, I'll take that forward to Ms. Anuradha. Ms. Anuradha, a very important determinant of child undernutrition is the wealth index, and also, which subsumes access to sanitation as well, hygiene as well. When we talk of WASH initiatives of the UN, then also safe drinking water, personal hygiene, personal sanitation is also a very important aspect of good nutrition, apart from good nutrition as well. So when we talk of hygiene and sanitation, then Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, commendable efforts have been made, and a lot of success, commendable success has also been achieved. But do you feel that personal hygiene at a personal level is very important in maintaining good nutritional, raising of a child, good nutrition, balancing of a child, and how important is that, and how is that dealt by the ministry at grassroots levels?
It is correct that hygiene is important. Many times you feed the child, but the child is not gaining weight because the child has worms.
Yes.
The Anganwadis are given the concerned tablets, which they have to give to the child at definite intervals, and then we monitor. If the child is not gaining weight, then we see why is the child not gaining weight. Is it due to any medical reasons, or just not eating properly, or not eating the right foods? And then we are also aware that many of the diseases are due to not unsafe drinking water, the diarrhea, the typhoid, and stagnant water around the place, and all sorts of malaria, dengue, the diseases all they come, and that impacts very badly on young children. So it's as important that you recognize that the child may have health issues or worms in the stomach, or the surroundings are not good. So health and hygiene is actually very important.
All right, I'll take that forward to Mr. K.K. Nirala. Sir, what would, how would you respond to the implementation of hygiene, towards implementation of sanitization at the grassroots level? Now, women, as earlier also we talked, women in urban areas are well aware of how important aspects are these for a healthy living. But women living in rural areas, how are they educated? How are they told about sanitation and hygiene? And how does the ministry work at the grassroots level with regard to this? Sir, I would ask you to please unmute your device first.
Yeah, madam, I would like to just highlight one thing. Since our born and brought up, during our born and brought up, one thing that is very important that our parents, they should teach us that how to have a very balanced and active life during our study, during our, the social responsibility and everything. So not only this is the responsibility of the education department or WCD or the other Sarkari department that we can say, this is the equal responsibility of our parents to just aware about the importance of health and hygiene in our life. The second thing is that in our education system, when we'll enter into the primary school or Anganwadi or anywhere, so the most important thing, in fact, before taking good food or good health and everything, hygiene is very important. So that should be the part of our culture. That should be a part of our life. The second thing is that the second thing that is very important in each and every walk of our life, either we are taking education in school or college, either we are entering into the Anganwadi or anywhere else. So that should be the discipline everywhere that will have to learn. If we are the municipal or if we are the corporations, if we are the Gram Panchayats, everybody, every members of the society, they will teach us the importance of health and hygiene, cleanliness, particularly in the rural area, because many people, they are working in the field. Apart from that, they have a good health and hygiene system. Because we are now focusing much on our livelihood, we are focusing much on our just fulfilling our hunger and everything. But along with all, when we have that kind of this balanced education, when we have that kind of this balanced family, then they can give us proper knowledge. not only the family and the education department, but we can also request our media also, because media, the importance, all we are knowing that each and every walk of life, that media is having lot of positive impact. So if they can play that kind of this awareness, kind of this activity, definitely people will learn from those platforms also. In fact, our political leaders also, if they can go to anywhere related to the public gatherings and anywhere, they can act like the leader, they can act like a, the awareness hero, that they have given importance on this health and hygiene. So I think either in the urban area or in the rural area, those kind of these activities are very important. When we learn, when we start learning from our home to the government institutions, as well as everywhere where we will work, we can get the importance of health and hygiene.
All right, importance of health and hygiene is, is of utmost importance. At present, we'll head for a short break. You're watching In Focus, and today in the show, we're discussing Poshan Abhiyan and its implementation. Stay with us.
As the day unfolds and news and events take shape, we get you complete coverage of every news breaking in, tracking new developments as they happen. Midday Prime English, Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. on DD India.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching In Focus today, and we're discussing Poshan Abhiyan, the National Nutrition Abhiyan, the program. And to talk more about it, we're joined in by three guests. We're joined in by Ms. A.R. Anuradha. She's Secretary, Women and Child Development Ministry, Government of Andhra Pradesh. We're joined in by Mr. K.K. Nirala. He is Secretary, Women and Child Development Ministry, Government of Gujarat. And we're joined in by Dr. Surendra Bisht. He's an expert child nutrition. Ms. Anuradha, how important is, or for that matter, how important are the agricultural policies or programs with regard to, ensuring good nutrition in a country? Because agricultural practices, agricultural, policies should be nutrition specific and sensitive towards nutrition as well, because generally in our country food staples are what? Rice and wheat, and agricultural practices revolve around these, mostly around these only. So would you say that there is a need to bring in more awareness with regard to agricultural practices also, so that a diverse food basket is grown all across the country, including coarse grains, millets, pulses, and also biofortified staples to improve the overall nutritional status of the country, which would mean preschool children also, women also, young girls also.
Yes, actually encouraging the cultivation of millets, the other grains, and educating the people on how to consume them. The recipes we have written down, and we have printed booklets on how to use the other grains, what items can be made out of them. And then a very important focus that we have initiated is the chemical-free, the pesticide and fertilizer, chemical fertilizer-free cultivation. So that zero-based nutrition farming, ZBNF, so that we don't consume all the harmful chemicals. Nowadays,
Yes.
there's so much of chemical coating on all the agricultural products that we really don't know what we are eating. So our farms, that what we are encouraging, our Anganwadi Poshan Vatikas, we insist on bio fertilizers. We teach them how to make these fertilizers and biopesticides, and we apply them to ensure that healthy vegetables, and not the agriculture policy in respect of cultivation of vegetables and fruits is also important. The horticulture promotion, because that adds greatly to a farmer's income. It should not be just rice all the time. In fact, one of the main reasons of malnutrition is that the family just eats rice and pickle, or
Yes.
rice and rasam, which doesn't give you the necessary nutrients. So promoting cultivation of vegetables, providing a good market for them, providing a remunerative price for them, and encouraging horticulture. Horticulture has, sort of given an explosion of income to the farmers. Once they learn how to, actually understand how much money they can earn through horticulture in the dry areas of Andhra Pradesh, like Anantapur and Kadapa, the pomegranate cultivation, dragon fruit cultivation has really taken off.
All right, Mr. K.K. Nirala, the implementation of Poshan Abhiyan is majorly on the Anganwadi workers. What is the scope of of a common person, of a common layman to be part of this Poshan Abhiyan? How can a person be a part of this scheme, a part of this program to ensure so that his contribution can also benefit the Abhiyan and the society as well?
Madam, our Prime Minister has already given focus on the holistic nutrition. Holistic nutrition means in our nutrition thali, everything that is required for our healthy body, it should be there. It all depends upon the various factors, but particularly the first thing that we'll have to know that we should make a Jan Andolan kind of this movement that we call it mass movement. Mass movement means not only the government agencies, but along with these government agencies, all political leaders, all social leaders, all religious leaders, all who are well educated, who are having a leading role in their society, that will have to take active participation in removing or just eradicating that kind of this malnutrition issues in our society. So for that, we'll have to do the mass movement kind of these things. We'll have to take the help of media. We'll have to take the help of our leaders. We'll have to take the help of our all leaders who are working in different areas, as we have mentioned. The second thing that is very important, that every department, every government department, as you have mentioned, the agriculture, the role of agriculture is very, very important. Not only the agriculture, any department that you call, either direct or indirect relationships are there. Panchayat department, health department, urban department, any dam department, this water supply department, every department that they have a role. Now, this is the time to have a well-coordinated effort to work on this malnutrition issues to our kids, to our pregnant mothers, lactating mothers, and adolescent girls. So the priority that we'll have to set, the activities that we'll have to put up to the ground level, so that the importance of this balanced health for our working efficiency, for our long life, this is very important. This is not only for a person, this is important for our family, this is important for our society, this is important for our state. So this is the equal responsibility to all who are there in our society to make that kind of this place also, they can aware our people also, and they can focus more on the health side. Because if we are not healthy, then definitely our working efficiency as a good citizen, as an active citizen of our India, definitely it will hamper a lot. So if we can focus on those issues, definitely India can become a very good country. India can become a very developed country. Everybody that they can get the space for proper development. Everybody that they can get the proper opportunity to grow.
All right, sir, Dr. Bisht, as a health expert, what do you feel needs to be more done, added to this? How can Poshan Abhiyan be made more, fruitful, though the second edition of Poshan Abhiyan and, a lot has been done, a lot of efforts have been made. What more needs to be done for, we've talked about the implementation, we've talked about the challenges, but also one aspect of it was how common persons can be part of the program to enrich it further. What is your take on that? What more can be done to further, make it more powerful to, yes.
Thank you, Priyanka. I could... So it's ambitious and not ambitious. It was a much needed program launched by the Prime Minister on a very, very pertinent issues about Poshan. And you have to credit the government and the person with a vision that that entails involving the whole of community. The whole of ministries, the 7 ministries are involved, and each one is supposed to participate, converge, engage with the community at multiple levels, whether it is the Ministry of Defense doing with NCC workers, whether it is the Women and Child Development working with Swasthya Bharat, Preraks and things like that, the Ministry of Rural Development with the farming, the agriculture and the farm welfare people. So the focus should be on engaging more and more people, Priyanka. The focus of the grand vision of Prime Minister of reducing the malnutrition. And where is the malnutrition? The malnutrition, who is suffering with malnutrition more? The children and the vulnerable population of the women. So we have to focus on them. We have to, this is something which all need to, having things around them is important. So for all of us, that community engagement needs to take out a rally, take out the programs, do more of those identification things, provide them with opportunities, provide them with places to reach at the right moment. The infrastructure has to be developed for them to reach to it. It is not just the women and child development work of Poshan development, Poshan Abhiyan. It is the whole country actually working throughout the days, not only this month. In fact, there are every day, which is there are almost 20 days, I think Dr. Anuradha would be telling, where Poshan Abhiyan related activities need to be done. And this month certainly every day or every week needs to be thematically organized. Not only by the administrators there, and it is the district strategy needs to be devised, and that plan should be in place for many months ahead, and it should be carried out diligently so that at least 70-80% of the plan is fulfilled for it to be done. And we have gone from 2018 in the first phase we involved only 325 districts. In the second phase we involved some more 400 districts, and I think this time we have all the districts in the country where Poshan Abhiyan, Poshan Maah has to be taken, is being carried out. So I think, Priyanka, you and we all have the kind of responsibilities bestowed upon us by the leader of the country to take it forward.
All right. Yes, it is the responsibility of every common person to take this forward. We'll talk more about it, but at present we're heading for a short break. Stay with us. In focus today, we are discussing Poshan Abhiyan.
With the world's largest COVID vaccination drive, India is leading the way. As the vaccine reaches every corner of the nation, do not forget the mantra, Dawai bhi, Kadai bhi. Let's continue our fight against COVID-19. Vaccination along with social distancing, sanitization and masks.
Mask up, India!
Put your mask on and cover your nose and be safe.
Mask up, India.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching In Focus, and we have discussed a lot about Poshan Abhiyan. We are approaching the fag end of the program. Ms. Anuradha, we've talked about the road we've had traveled so far. We've talked about the challenges, the opportunities. When we talk of what next from here on, achieving the target by 2022 of of lowering the anemia among children, and also reducing the underweight phenomena amongst children also. This is indeed ambitious, but then what next ahead in the road that has to be traveled?
On what the common man can do. The Anganwadi is there in every community, and we have taken the general public's help to just clean the premises, removing the bushes, setting up a bio fence, using Narega, the Narega volunteers to set up a bio fence so that whatever agricultural activities, whatever vegetables we are growing don't get eaten away by stray animals, bio fence. Then every retired person, can associate themselves and teach the little kids, because the maximum brain development happens during those years, the ages 3, 4, 5, 6. So any retired person is welcome to come and spend time with the children, teach them. Then the panchayats and the leaders in the community, in the village, they are welcome to contribute. They can give us books, they can give us play material. Many places they have done our toilets for us. They have done the rebuilding and a little bit of repair works. They have done that. So the common man needs to take an interest in the child, because an underfed child and a stunted child is a shame on society. That after 75 years you still have underfed children who are hungry. Sometimes the parents, they go to work, and the children are left in the care of very old grandparents. They are just out on the streets, not eating on time, not eating properly. So it's malnourished children are a shame to in our yes. We need to do everything that we can to ensure that this does not happen.
All right, I'll take that forward to Mr. Nirala. Sir, your closing comments on the show when we talk of, the target that has to be achieved by 2022.
Ma'am, everybody should have to come on this platform. Either they are belonging to the different sectors, whether they are the government agencies or they are working as a private capacity. First thing. The second thing, coordination is very important, madam. The third thing that we would like to just request to all our friends who are working on different media platforms, social media platforms, that will have to also take this responsibility to make our people aware about the issues that is very pertinent to whole our country. And the last point that we'll have to request that we'll have to work together. If we'll work together, then every problems will get some kind of this solutions, and on the basis of this togetherness, we can achieve our target. We can get success over this malnutrition issues.
Yes, indeed. So a collaborated effort is needed, is what you tell us. Dr. Bisht, your closing comments on the show when we talk of Poshan Abhiyan and a healthy, well-fed family and a nation together.
So I'm very optimistic, and I hope this Poshan Abhiyan meets the desired the objective. The nutrition behavior as enlisted by Anuradha Madam needs to be spread, and more people, as Dr. Niralji said, the community, the media, the celebrity, the social influencers, they all take part in this, and the stakeholders, the mother and children, they develop that habit, they develop that culture of providing good nutrition to their families. The community, the panchayat, the family elders also play a very great role, and they should be a part of this. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, all three of you, for joining us this afternoon and sharing your insights in the show In Focus. So those were expert comments coming in from our guests who talked of a collaborated effort that is needed, and all three of them were very optimistic about the target which is to be achieved by 2022, and also how it will further help in a strong nation and a prosperous nation. On that note, we'll end this edition of In Focus here. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.